How do we share our personal testimonies? Personal testimonies of what Christ has done in our lives are very powerful. One of the best ways to share the gospel is by telling people how Christ has changed your life. 1 Peter 3:15 tells us, "Be ready at any time to give a defense to anyone who asks for a reason for the hope that is in you." We should tell them what has happened in our lives that makes us believe what we say we believe. In the book of Acts chapter 26, Paul was in prison. He was given an opportunity to defend himself before King Agrippa. He chose to share his own story of his former life, how he was saved, as he pointed them to the gospel of Christ. Personal testimonies have three parts: life before Christ, how Christ saved you, and what Christ is doing in your life now. My own story goes like this. I grew up in a Christian home, went to church my whole life. I had godly parents, and I made a decision when I was young. I was baptized and said I was a Christian, but my life never changed. I love sports, but there was something else in my life that began to consume me at a young age. I drank for the first time in the 9th grade, and I struggled with alcohol for about 15 years, and it consumed everything I did. I had many run-ins with the law and decided in 2006 I needed a fresh start. So in 2006, I joined the Army, but the drinking just got worse. 8 years ago, I was angry, I was violent, I was selfish, I was an alcoholic, and I left my wife, Sheena, and told her I wanted a divorce because I cared more about myself and the partying than anything else. I've made many horrible decisions in my life, and looking back, I see the Lord trying to get my attention so many times. In 2013, I was just tired of living the life that I was living. The partying, the bars, the drinking, everything else I had tried to fill this void in my life with was not working. I knew if I died right then that I would go to hell, that I was lost. So in 2013, in my barracks room in South Korea, I asked Jesus to save me. I asked him to forgive me of my sins, to take the addiction away, to change my life. For the first time in my life, I fully surrendered to Christ. Everything in my life began to change. The way I talked, the way I acted, the way I thought, everything started changing. For the first time in my marriage, I really started to love my wife. God began to restore our marriage. A few years later, we were called into ministry, and God took somebody that couldn't stand up and talk in front of people, who had no clue how to teach or prepare a sermon, who had nothing at all to offer, and he chose me to minister to students. I now have the privilege every week of teaching and preaching the Word of God to college and high school students. God has been faithful to lead me every step of the way. The power of the gospel is real. He radically transforms our lives, and when he does, we need to share this great hope with people, that they can be saved, that their lives can be changed if they will just surrender to Christ.